When you hit delete on a file, you probably assume that it's gone forever. But what if I told you that the file might still be lingering on your hard drive, waiting to be found or recovered? Today, I'm going to be pulling back the curtain on what really happens when you delete a file, how recovery works, and what it takes to truly and securely erase your data. Hello, everyone. I'm Michael Kinnett. I'm CEO and founder of iTernal Networks. And here at iTernal Networks, we believe in empowering businesses with the knowledge that they need to succeed and to thrive in their business. So every Friday at 1 p.m. Pacific time, I go live on all of our socials to discuss different topics around educational topics around technology and cybersecurity to help empower others. These live streams are aimed to help small business owners and employees feel more confident in their knowledge about business technology and cybersecurity in general. At iTernal Networks, we're dedicated to helping to build safe and secure environments for people and businesses to do what they love. And staying educated on technology is a big part of that. At the end of the live stream, I'll be answering any questions from the audience. So have your questions ready, throw them in the comments at any point in time, and I'll get to those at the end. With that being said, let's get on to today's topic. Deleting files might seem simple, but there's a lot more happening under the hood. What happens when you hit delete on a file? Let's start with that. When you delete a file, depending on your operating system and your device, it does different things. But let's say you delete a file and it gets sent to the recycle bin or to the trash. It's not immediately destroyed. Instead, it's temporarily stored in that location, in that recycle bin or trash bin, until you manually empty it, or maybe you have automation to empty your recycle bin from time to time. Even then, after you delete it and empty the recycle bin, the file's data still technically exists on your storage device. So what actually happens is your operating system removes the file's reference in the file system. It's a lot like removing a book's entry from a library catalog. The book is still on the shelf, but because it's not in the catalog, you can't find it, at least not easily find it. Even after emptying the trash, the file remains on your hard drive until the system needs that space for something else. At that point, your operating system might overwrite the data with a new file or new information. Until that overwrite happens, the original data from that file is still intact on your drive and potentially recoverable. So let's talk a little bit about what that recovery might look like. And this isn't something that you can just go and browse on your computer. There are tools and software that you need. These special file recovery tools scan your drive for unlinked data. So it looks at the ones and zeros, all of the data on the hard drive that's whether it's referenced in the index on the operating system or not. And it's going to look for files that are no longer indexed. It's going to look for everything, but specifically it's going to filter through that for files that exist on the drive no longer indexed by the system. If the original data hasn't been overwritten, the recovery software can often piece that file back together and recover it. It's not perfect, it's not foolproof, it's not always successful. If the file's data has been overwritten, it may be gone permanently. Or if part of the data has been overwritten, then it can be impossible to recover. Some files may be able to recover in a corrupted or a partial state. So maybe some of the data we can read and some of it we can't. That's exactly why acting quickly after an accidental deletion, as well as having a solid backup plan, is so important. So let's talk a little bit about backups. That's really your best defense against accidental deletion. So here's a few best practices. One, make sure your backups are automated for critical files that you care about being able to recover. Use both cloud storage and external drives. I've talked about this before, the 3-2-1 rule. You want your data in 3 locations on 2 different types of media, one of them being offsite. So make sure that your you're backing up locally and into the cloud. And schedule those backups, automate them so that you don't have to think about it. Make sure you have some mechanism of receiving an alert if it's failing so that you can go in and fix it. But just make sure it's automated so you don't worry about forgetting about doing a backup and then you miss some data. Having a recent backup can save you time, money, and stress when things go wrong. Let's talk a little bit about how different operating systems and devices handle deleted files, because not all systems handle file deletion in the same way. Windows and Mac OS handle it very, very similarly, as well as Linux. Deleted files go into the trash or the recycle bin first, and then you have to go and delete it from there. iPhones, if you delete a photo, that gets moved to the recently deleted album for 30 days before it's permanently deleted. So there's a built-in mechanism for that. Android devices, some apps offer a temporary trash folder. Not all do. It kind of, your mileage may vary. You may need to look into that specifically with that application on an Android. Also, it's important to note if you're using external drives, whether this is an external USB drive, whether it's a network attached storage drive, those drives often completely bypass the recycle bin and mark the space as immediately available. So once you delete it, it deletes that index reference to the file, and the operating system could immediately start overwriting that data. So if you rely heavily on an external storage, you may want to look and see if there is a recycle bin option that you can enable to be able to recover from those files if they get accidentally deleted. Understanding your device's behavior will help you to better plan for your data protection as well as data recovery. All right, so let's talk about the times. I've talked about the ability to recover, like maybe you deleted something accidentally. Well, what if you're deleting something on purpose and you don't want it to be recovered at all? You want to delete something with confidential data on it, and you want to make sure that it's securely deleted and cannot be recovered through any method. This is where secure deletion tools come in, and they don't just remove the file's name and index from the system. They overwrite the file's data multiple times to make sure that it can't be retrieved. This is critical for businesses that handle sensitive client data, financial records, or proprietary information. It's also important to note that the type of storage device that you have also impacts deletion and recovery. HDDs are hard disk drives. These are the older style drives where there's a spinning platter and they make noise and they heat up. That's the older method. They're typically less expensive than the other alternatives. They come in large storage sizes. These hard disk drives are easier to recover from. They're also easier to securely overwrite, just by the nature of how the hardware works. SSDs are solid state drives. These are the newer, faster systems, storage systems. They use a process called TRIM, T-R-I-M, that can erase deleted data more quickly, which is great for speed, but it can also complicate secure deletion. So make sure that you understand what type of storage you have and that the secure deletion method that you're utilizing is compatible with secure deletion with that type of storage. If you're serious about data privacy, it's important that you know what kind of drive and you're using the right tools accordingly. All right. If you want to make sure that deleted files stay deleted, here's a few extra tips for that. One, find a good file shredding software that overwrites data securely. If you're in a regulated industry that has HIPAA or financial data or other confidential data, it's important that when you're donating a drive, that you use that file shredding software to completely securely erase the drive before it's donated or recycled to make sure nothing can be recovered on it. Overwrite this free space on your drives regularly. Operating systems have built-in capabilities to help you to do some of this. By doing that, it reduces the ability to recover any of those files that have been deleted from the index but still exist on the drive. And if you encrypt your sensitive data before deletion, that's an added layer of protection that makes it even harder to recover that. It's also important that you maintain clear data access and deletion policies for your company, and that you make sure that you're following those, that everybody within your organization knows what those data access and deletion policies are. And if they're deleting data, that they're following that policy and securely deleting that data. Are you confident that your deleted files are truly gone and that your data protection measures are in place and up to par? If not, now's the perfect time to reassess. We specialize in securing data through smart backups, secure deletion tools, as well as customized storage solutions to make sure that your sensitive information stays safe and secure. If you'd like to keep your data safe, easy to recover when needed and gone for good when it's not, I'm here to help. My team would love to help out wherever we can. You'll find links to my contact info as well as a link to the transcript of today's conversation in the chat and in the video description below. Let's take a look and see if we have any questions from our live audience. I don't see any comments from our audience. If you have any questions after the fact, please throw them in there. We'll get back to you. Thanks for your time today, for joining us. If you found this video and the information I shared helpful, please let us know. Give it a thumbs up, post a comment with any questions or thoughts that you might have. Your feedback is really appreciated, and it helps us to create better content that's more valuable to you. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss any updates. Remember, knowledge is power, and we're here to help you navigate the world of tech and cybersecurity safely and securely. If you need any further assistance, please feel free to reach out to us via direct message. You can contact our office or email us through our website at itnet.works.